Hello everyone, this is Gayathri. Hope you are doing good. Be safe and study well. Today's topic is force and pressure. We are going to discuss about different types of force. There are two different types of force. One is contact force, other one is non-contact force. Some of the contact forces are muscular, frictional and elastic force. Some of the non-contact forces are gravitational, magnetic and electrostatic force. What is contact force? The force which acts due to the contact between two bodies is called contact force. Some examples of contact forces are muscular force, frictional force, elastic force, mechanical force. First, we are going to see about muscular force. The force which is applied by humans or animals using parts of the body is called muscular force. In the picture given, the first picture, a man is doing some exercise. So he is using his muscles. Animals also makes use of muscular force to carry out their physical activities and other tasks. Since muscular force can be applied only when it is in contact with an object, that's why we are saying it is a contact force. Next one is frictional force. First, we have to understand what is friction. So first I'll tell you an example. From that we can easily understand what is friction. When we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and finally comes to a stop. Do you think there must be any force acting on the object to gradually decrease the speed? No. Actually, the force responsible for changing the state of motion of this object is the force of friction. The force of friction always acts on all the moving objects and its direction is always opposite to the direction of motion. The force of friction arises due to contact between surfaces. So, in this picture what we are saying is, if you are pushing a force, we are giving a force to move an object. So what happens? The direction is always opposite to the direction of motion. Next one is elastic force. The elastic force occurs as a deformed object tries to return to its original shape. An example of elastic force is bungee jumping. In bungee jumping, further the elastic stretched, more force it exerts to return back to its original shape. Jumper is being pulled down to the ground by gravity and the cord is resisting and trying to pull back to its original shape and length. That's why it is exerting the elastic force. Non-contact force. The force applied to your body by another body without any contact is called as non-contact force. Some examples of non-contact forces are magnetic force, gravitational force, electrostatic force. Magnetic force. The force by which a magnet attracts certain things towards itself is called a magnetic force. It does not require any contact between the objects to act. Have you all seen a maglev train? Magnetic levitation train. The system of train transportation that uses two sets of magnets. One set to repel and push the train up of the track and another set to move the elevated train ahead, taking advantage of the lack of friction. So we can say maglev train works on the basis of magnetic force. Next is gravitational force. Force that exists between any two bodies due to their masses is referred to as gravitational force. Gravitational force also does not require any contact between the objects to act. That's why we are saying gravitational force is a non-contact force. In this image, the sun and planets are revolving. Is all the planets connected to each other? No. Because of gravity, all the planets are revolving around the sun. Why do astronauts float in space? Force of gravity pulls object down towards the earth, but in the outer space where the force of gravity is weak. So because of very weak gravitational force in space, objects are almost weightless and therefore it appears floating. Electrostatic force. The force exerted by charged bodies on other charged or uncharged bodies is called electrostatic force. To understand this concept, first we have to know what is static electricity. See, when we rub some objects with certain things, it will have some charge on it. That type of force, the force of static electricity is called electrostatic force. For example, take a balloon. Inflate the balloon and rub it on your head. And then take the balloon near to small pieces of paper. What happens? These paper gets attracted to the balloon because of the electrostatic force. Similar way, we'll take a comb and then gradually comb your hair and then take the comb near to the pieces of paper. These pieces of paper will attract to the comb due to the electrostatic force. Answer the following. Write the difference between contact and non-contact force. What is elastic force? Give some examples. Why do astronauts float in space? Complete the following activity and record your observations. Refer Chapter 11, Force and Pressure. Table 11.2 in page number 134. Activity 11.2 in page number 136 in NCERT book grade 8.